So this is Roma's first. This trophy is the first one since the Coppa Italia back in 2008. It's their first major European trophy. Can you call it that? A major European trophy? The Europa Conference League.
Just about. Well, UEFA will have you believe it's a major European trophy.
Okay.
So we'll have to take them at face value because they are to be trusted in everything.
Right. So, I mean, Mourinho one time recognised worldwide as a serial winner.
Yes.
But then, of course, at Manchester United, some would say that ended in a shambolic fashion.
Where he won things.
But he won something. And then at Tottenham, well,
League
it ended
Cup, UEFA Cup.
almost disastrously. He was going to be in the final of the League Cup, but then the Monday of that week, he got sacked by your pal Levy. So, at the end of the day, can you ever argue that trophies cover up cracks in a manager's career?
It depends what you're arguing against, and if you're defending him against the onslaught that people like you like to have about him, which is he's a dinosaur and he's a dated person, he's a darkness until he comes in the room, and then you're his best mates.
No, I'm not, and that's not true.
It's very true.
I'm neither here nor there about Mourinho.
Oh, right.
One thing I don't like, and I will nail my colours to the mast.
Pitch, please.
It was no, that was not the case. As soon as he wins last night, he's on the pitch, giving it the hat. Why are you taking your shoes off?
My foot hurts.
All right. So he's holding his hand aloft. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fingers in the air, or 4 fingers in the thumb.
This is what he does.
That's my fifth. We get it.
But so what? What's your problem?
We get it.
We admire. Okay, we loved, lauded and applauded Muhammad Ali for running around telling everyone he was the greatest.
Oh, that's different.
Oh, hold on. But he was a self-aggrandising sportsman.
Okay.
And he delivered on his boasts, and he was probably the most charismatic character that ever invaded the boxing world. José Mourinho is a charismatic character.
Oh,
he is a person that you do not
argue against.
You walk in a room, you know he's in there with you.
But you could argue in recent years, trophies have covered up the cracks. They papered over the cracks, and there have been cracks.
Well, they're not cracks anymore at Manchester United, are they? They are massive fissures. They are like the Grand Canyon.
I agree.
And he was in that environment with that particular group of players, a lot of them still there, right? And he managed to win a UEFA, the Europa League. He managed to win the League
Europa
Cup.
League, yeah.
He managed to put them second in the league.
Yeah, but he couldn't right the ship. He couldn't get the ship upright again, and nor could he do so at Tottenham.
Well, he couldn't because he couldn't get exactly what he wanted. José Mourinho has to be given exactly what he wanted.
So how should this be hailed?
Okay, you've won something. Your job wasn't... I don't think he was brought into Roma to put them sixth. And that's what he's done in Serie A.
Yeah.
So on one hand, you say, and he'll have to be honest about that, they finished fifth the previous season, I think, and fifth most seasons under Fonseca. So he hasn't elevated them within the confines of Serie A. And if you were asking him seriously when he was confronted with an opportunity to win something that wasn't the third tier of a European tournament that was put together for the also-rans, the sort of the pub sides of European football, by comparison in terms of the rewards, then he'd never say that was a league a tournament he wanted to win, but it's the one he could win. It's the one his team were able to win, so he's won it. So that makes him a winner of sorts. Tottenham couldn't win it. Feyenoord couldn't win it. Other teams couldn't win it. So... he's won it.
But he's not the Messiah.
He's an irony, isn't it?
He's been called the Messiah in some news outlets this morning. He's not that, is he? He's not that. I've seen it in some newspapers this morning. He's far from that.
What's he, a very naughty boy then?
So how does he compare to Klopp and Guardiola?
What, in his day?
As a modern-day manager?
Well, he doesn't, does he? I mean, the game has moved on slightly, a tad. He's probably 2 degrees off his axis in terms of what he once was against what he is now. He's a different type of manager. There are elite managers, and then there are just below that level, then there's another level below that.
Yeah.
And Mourinho probably is just off. Klopp and Guardiola have been put into football clubs, given years to build them, and given inordinate amounts of money. Okay?
Yeah.
So when he was given inordinate amounts of money at Manchester United, he won them a UEFA Cup, and he won the UEFA Cup, he won the Europa League, he won the League Cup, and he put them second in the league.
Yeah.
The moment Mourinho started to get a little bit tetchy and wanted to have Harry Maguire and wanted to have more spending, he fell out with them. So we don't know what Mourinho could have achieved. We don't know if Mourinho was given precisely what he wanted, would he be able to kick Man United on. Now, Tottenham project was a very strange one, wasn't it? Because in order for Conte to get what he's getting now, you had to have Mourinho first, because Mourinho broke the mould of Daniel making appointments that perhaps he can control economically.
So Mourinho was a warm-up for Conte?
Well, the reason why I say that is because Mourinho is a stellar name. And Mourinho comes through the door and he's got to be given what he wants.
Yeah.
And clearly he wasn't going to be by Daniel. So then Daniel gets into the mindset, if I'm going to go for these sort of guys, because before that I had Pochettino I took from Southampton. And I can kind of get him to do what I want until I couldn't because he got us into a Champions League final and then he was unmanageable.
Right.
But when I got Mourinho, I got a problem. Now I've got Conte. Conte will now be given what Mourinho possibly could have got if he'd have gotten on better with Daniel.
Okay, so you've taken your jacket off, you've undone the buttons in your shirt, and you've got one shoe off. What should I expect here in the next 2 hours?
An inaction of the full Monty.
11 o'clock.
Jim White and Simon Jordan. Monday to Friday mornings from 10 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.